What's up, family? It is Caden with Urban Finance, and today we're going to do a quick book review for a book that I've probably read 2 to 3 times in the last 12 months. The book is called The Go-Giver, and it covers 5 laws of stratospheric success. The author argues that people in the world that amass the greatest amount of wealth are those that are focused on giving and not those that are focused on receiving. A pretty presumptuous claim, but he goes forward with proving this through the story of a young, ambitious sales professional by the name of Joe. Joe is determined to be successful, so one of his fellow co-workers introduced him to a businessman by the name of Pindar. Pindar then introduces Joe to 5 friends of his, who each teach him about the 5 laws of stratospheric success. Needless to say, each of these business people are at the top of their field. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel for similar content. So the first law of stratospheric success is the law of value. Your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than you take in payment. It's about trying to give people more than you're getting from them. Who doesn't like to feel like they are getting a good deal? And like you probably thought, this whole idea of giving more than receiving in payment to Joe sounded like a recipe for disaster. But Pindar had one rule, and that is that Joe had to implement what he was taught on that very same day. The second law of stratospheric success is the law of compensation. And this law says your income is determined by how many people you serve and how well you serve them. Martin Luther King once said, "Everyone can be great because anyone can serve." Have you ever noticed that a lot of business that start and that really thrive are the ones that have a strong desire to serve a particular group or market? And those that does that well go on to receive stratospheric success. I recently heard in an interview with the owner of Grubhub, and he said the business idea came out the desire to meet a need that business professionals were having in the service industry. To serve people and meet their needs is one of the easiest ways to become successful. The more people you help and the more value you provide is the more successful you would eventually become. The third law of stratospheric success is the law of influence. And it says your influence is determined by how abundantly you place other people's interests first. If you place other people's interests first, your interests will always be taken care of. It's like a natural law of the universe. And if you ask people, Pindar asked Joe, what creates influence, what would they say? And Joe answered him money, position, maybe a history of outstanding accomplishments. And Pindar said correct. That's what they would say. But those things don't create influence. Influence creates those things. And you know what creates it? People who are attractive, magnetic. And those people tend to be people that love to give. Givers are attractive because giving magnetizes you. And so when you put people's needs above your own, you will create influence. The fourth law of stratospheric success is the law of authenticity. And it says the most valuable gift you have to offer is yourself. Something special happens when you're able to be yourself. It's not an easy thing to do necessarily, but when you do it, doors that would have never opened for you before would open. A lot of us feel that we need to pretend to be someone to be successful. But in order to achieve stratospheric success, you need to be comfortable within your own skin. And the fifth law of stratospheric success is the law of receptivity. And it says the key to effective giving is staying open to receiving. We all know the famous saying that it's better to give than to receive. And while there is truth to that, it's also important to be open to receiving. The reason that some givers aren't successful is because they are not open to receive. Have you ever helped someone, but when they tried to help you at a later time, you automatically denied their help? Not because you didn't need it, but because you weren't comfortable accepting or receiving their help. Many of us do that, and that's why a lot of givers aren't successful. Because they love to give, but they don't love to receive. And so, in order to be successful, you not only have to give, but you even have to be open to allowing others to give to you. So these are the 5 keys to stratospheric success. The law of value. Your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than you take in payment. The law of compensation. Your income is determined by how many people you serve and how well you serve them. The law of influence. Your influence is determined by how abundantly you place other people's interests first. The law of authenticity. The most valuable gift you have to offer is yourself. And the 5th law of stratospheric success, the law of receptivity. The key to effective giving is being open to receive. Okay, family, thank you for listening. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And remember, live your best life.